Well, everyone, greetings. This is Interstellar Radio. Today's day is August 31st, 2019. We have Gina on the line. Hello there. Greetings.
Greetings. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for thank you for making it on the show
I
tonight.
know.
The big
Absolutely.
is
My birthday eve and
uh,
the eve of a hurricane.
eve of yeah. It'd be even scarier if that had the same name as you. It's like,
That would have been freaky. Yes.
so, do you want to talk about that? What was written on your wall? Give people.
Yeah, sure. First and foremost, just so everyone understands what this story is about, I live on the east coast of Florida, South Florida, where we have a hurricane watch in order right now. And I am on the intercoastal, which means that I am in an evacuation zone. So I'm just waiting to be told when I have to leave. But I really didn't want to leave my home. I'm just, really been working on trying to will this storm away as best as possible. So my idea was that I really did, based on the speed and location of the storm, I'm just waiting to the very last minute until I'm being told I have to leave. Well, this morning, the path shifted a little bit to the east, which means its impact wouldn't be as a direct hit to my location, which is good news. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to stay in my home. Well, I was getting ready in my bathroom this morning, took a shower, get ready so I can go to the store to get some last-minute supplies. And written on my wall somehow, which, by the way, I live alone, number one. Number two, I look at my wall every day in the bathroom. It's a wall that I face and I would see every day. This day, today, written on the wall was the words, "Move up," which freaked me out first glance. And I was really not sure that I was seeing what I was seeing, but it just kind of was there on the wall. And it wasn't in a straight line. It was, in fact, just so your listeners know, I did send you a snapshot of that.
Yeah.
So you did see that. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did see it. Yep.
And so I had a couple other people see it, just to make sure that I'm not making this up. And I know I would never do that. No. But it scared me at first. And then I realized, why is this written on my wall, "Move up"? Could it be with the pending storm that's headed my way after I just made a decision to not leave? Are they telling me to move up to higher ground, which I can do? My evacuation plan is to move up to a higher ground. So, because I have a location that I can go to. Mm-hmm. So when I sent it to you, Ivan, today, your first thought was, what was it?
The higher vibration energies is what I got. I didn't get anything about actually moving somewhere. Just feel like more vibration. This energy. Okay.
So basically you're feeling like the energy is because I'm symptomatic mm-hmm. to raising my vibration being raised to another level upgrade. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I know the symptoms by now, mm-hmm. and so you feel it's related more to that moving up. Of my personal vibration.
Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah.
Because I thought they were just giving me guidance to say, get the hell out of Dodge. But either way,
if it was get out of Dodge, you would have done that. Of course you can do it.
Right. I don't feel threatened here by the storm by no means. Exactly. But I do want to ask if you, so your audience can hear, this is just happening. So they're really participating in something that has just literally happened. Do you believe that this is a positive energy that is communicating with me?
I think so. I mean, I think it feels it is a ghost energy or a ghost energy connected to spirit. So, in a positive way. So that's the energy from it.
Well, this is the first time that I've seen spirit communicate to me in written word.
Yeah, seriously.
No, this is the very first time. Normally, my messages will come in a different way. This is now like a whole nother level of crazy, because I've never seen a message come in that form. So I just really, I'm not sure. And also the energies that are around this area at this time are really not stable. Meaning, with this storm approaching, people who are not awake to this, understanding what's really going on, they are reacting in a hysterical way. This happens every time there's a storm. For people, I try to tell them this happens every year. This is South Florida. I am a Floridian. I've been through hurricanes since 1971. And every year we have the same threat told to us. And we're here every year to experience it. So they act like it's never happened before, because this is the reaction that is destructive. And I feel the energy that is surrounding this community, this where I live in Florida, specifically from Central Florida south. Right now, that's where I'm getting this feeling of uneasiness. Obviously, we're being told that there's this dangerous storm coming at us at a Category 4 level, which, by the way, we know that it's not coming at us at a Category 4 because it's always changing. So I'm not quite sure what's happening in our energy field right now. I just know it's a major disruption, and I'm wondering if it has anything to do with the reason why Spirit is communicating to me and writing on my wall. That's a lot of information right there, but I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Well, I mean, the other thought is it's a ghost that's scared. It's like, which is really out there, but I guess they can be that way. I've heard ghosts talk, like people would do a radio show and a ghost would talk through it, like really quick. You would hear something interfere. I've heard it through audio, but never like that. But I do believe it does exist, though. Obviously, it does. But.
And by the way, I didn't share this part I shared with you. Is I tried to clean it, soap and water, a cleaning agent, nothing would take it off. I tried even nail polish remover, and it really was not, it was taking the paint off of the wall, which sucks.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, forget it, just be grateful, thank the universe for the message. I'm very grateful, and be, in a positive light, and do my thing. I went to the store. I come back and it's gone.
That's crazy.
Maybe the nail polish eventually did it. I don't know. Never heard of such a thing. But anyway, that is the story.
It did what it needed to do. It's
got my attention.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't always have to have a full meaning to it. I mean, it can, but it's however you want to interpret it.
That's true. That's
whatever.
True.
And if you felt to get out of there, you would definitely have done it. Even by saying that, it's like, okay, it's time to roll.
It just said move up, and I looked at it to make sure it didn't say move out.
Yeah, exactly.
I looked at it very clearly. You see the word up as well. But yeah, move up.
If it had your name
Sucks
there,
because I
then
just
get out of there.
moved here. What's that?
If it said Gina, get out of there, then it'd be like, okay, that's
And I just saged the place last week, so I don't know.
yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I saged the place last week.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
Mhm.
negative thing. I mean, it feels oh, yeah, just let it let's see how the storm goes, see how things go, and it'll interpret
But
itself
maybe you're
over.
right. Maybe it has nothing to do with the storm. Maybe it has to do with another upgrade that I'm
I
experiencing
think
right now.
my first I think it has a lot to do with that. You
Because
allowed
I've
that
been
to happen.
mhm.
You
I've
allowed
been
that
manifesting a lot this past week.
exactly.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been manifesting not only the intent of the focusing on the storm not coming here,
Hmm.
where I'm just trying very hard not to give it the energy that it's arriving here.
Exactly.
But I've also been manifesting money
Hmm.
because I just felt like I needed a little bit help in preparation for the
Yeah.
storm the past few days, and it has happened
Oh, well, there we go.
that it just showed up at my door actually yesterday,
Yeah.
out of nowhere, out of somewhere, but unexpectedly out of nowhere. I had no idea. These are the source was. I would have never thought,
Hmm.
and I got exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
Exactly what I needed. So the manifestation has been really in high gear. So
Yeah, I think that's where your energy. That's what I think. That's what I mean. With the hurricane coming, it's like this is a good time to put this on your wall. It's like because this will get people's attention.
it's
Like we're talking
true.
about
Wow.
the radio show day. You got the energy of it still. You know,
Hmm.
this that's just the way I can interpret it. It's just the
Yes.
way. So
Well,
I
thank
guess
you for helping me and try
yeah.
to understand this. Is because it is fright when you
Oh, yeah,
do
no
receive
doubt.
messages for as long as I do, but then it changes into a new form.
Yeah.
It's always scary. It's always scary at first because it's so unexpected. Yeah.
Well, you also had an alien contactee, you know,
Yes,
connection.
I am.
So you have
Yes.
that, and then I mean, so as long as they don't write on all your walls.
What if they do? As long as it goes away, I'm good. And nobody else really is here seeing it and freaking out. But I
Yeah,
don't know what's going to happen. I just know that it was. Um, I didn't feel scared like I was going to be harmed. I was just startled.
of
But
course.
like you said, I feel that it's um, a gift
Oh yeah,
that was
definitely.
given to help me. Hmm. Yeah.
It's just the sign you're on the right track. You're on the right track. What I get is that you are manifest. It's manifesting of all things that you're working on.
Hmm.
Even put like even it's affecting that storm too. So that has a lot to do with that. The storm's gonna go where it needs to go. I mean, people can push it away too, even if they're not paying attention.
Well, this
So
is the thing with the storm, and I never tell people not to be prepared because you
mhm.
need to be prepared. But there's certain choices you can make, and certain ways in which you can prepare yourself without going hysterical. And I think that when we start to overreact the way people in this area and everywhere that I've seen every year, it's the same thing over and over again. You're drawing that storm to you closer
yeah, yep.
because you're giving it the energy.
Yeah, the fear,
Um, you're
you know.
focusing on it.
Yeah,
Where people say, "Well, aren't you scared? Aren't you going to move?" Like, what am I scared about? Being scared about a storm is not going to change its trajectory.
no,
I'm going to prepare myself and make decisions as it comes. That doesn't mean I don't care. And I really think that when you react in this way of panic and you're responding to the storm, you're attracting it. Mm-hmm. So the best thing to do is not focus on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's like being in a washing machine or a car wash. It's just the flooding and the wind. If it blows a tree down, it affects you. Or
but are you going to do it with your windows down or your windows open?
Exactly.
Up, open or closed. You have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
How you go through that storm, how you go through that car wash. It's going to do its thing, but you have choices. And running from it doesn't make it go away either, because they do find you.
Yeah, exactly.
People who run from storms, they do find you.
Well, you do wonder that, people evacuate. Then what if you get stuck on the interstate and this thing's coming through? It's like, how does that work exactly?
Well, here's the thing. Again, I've been in hurricanes since 1971, many of them. And when my children were babies and much younger, we would evacuate the area because that was what my, ex-husband wanted to do. And my family. So we would run from the storm, and that's exactly where it would hit. Every time. No kidding. So we stopped running. So a neighbor of mine just got done telling me that she's going up to North Carolina. So they evacuated in North Carolina. Well, the storm just shifted to hit North Carolina. Yeah. So instead of panicking, instead of reacting and feeding the energy to that in which you don't want, then don't pay attention to it. Just focus on what you need in the moment at this time. But there is another belief system that is about how weather manipulation does exist. Mm-hmm. And weaponized weather. So a part of, this is my opinion only, based on information that I have read and have seen and have heard over the years, that weather is controlled, and this storm's pattern, like the past couple of days, like it came out of nowhere, number one, and now all of a sudden, it just conveniently passed over all of these other very small islands.
Yeah, went around Puerto Rico practically.
Mm-hmm. And made a beeline for the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And very conveniently missing the coast of South Florida.
Yeah.
Which is really kind of miraculous given the distance between my house and the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. It's a short boat ride. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's not a very long boat ride. So a sized storm like this, how is that making these very sharp turns? Well, people say upper lows, highs, and this and that is steering it. Well, I believe that something else is steering it, to be honest with you. And I mentioned this to you already, that the quote made by Lyndon Johnson was, "The one who controls the weather controls the world." And that was said back in the 40s.
Hold up. Well, it was said back in Vietnam time. Vietnam.
1960, okay.
Something like that. 60s.
Lyndon Johnson.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm not good with numbers and years. Right. But yes, Vietnam, it is believed that the same thing happened during Vietnam, the weather manipulation.
Yeah.
Because it rained the entire time, pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, even places you can find on YouTube that even in Texas, they use technologies to make it rain. There's like a
Hmm.
facility that actually does it. You can even find on YouTube it actually doing it.
So who's to say that this is not being used to test their abilities at this strength, that they have the storm up to a very high speed?
yeah, it might go to a 5 once it goes by Florida. So ouch. So yeah,
Well, I'm telling you, I really don't see how this is a natural occurrence. Yes, a hurricane is a natural occurrence. Anybody can argue that. I'm not trying to say that.
mm-hmm,
It's a storm. It's a real storm,
mm-hmm.
but they're controlling it. It's not It's not moving at its own on its own.
Yeah, it's got agendas all around it. So, I mean, yeah, you
I
think
don't
it would
know.
go directly towards South Florida because that's the, you know, but then
We
it's
are
making
literally not far from where this thing is going to hit tonight and tomorrow.
mm,
But then, of course, the forecast, cone of error that is so unpredictable and means nothing, pretty much. But they keep telling you
yeah, this is
is moving further away from our coast.
yeah, it
And
feels
when they
like
talk
it is.
about that, the
Yeah,
eye, that's the
hmm
fastest.
hmm
We're still going to get stuff. We're
yeah.
still going to be affected,
Sometimes
but not devastation.
it's gonna really pull from the feeling I get. It's gonna pull away from Florida quite a bit for some.
Right.
So I bet tonight it's gonna start turning somewhere. So. Yeah, it's bizarre. I mean, you just look out on the map on how they have it linked out. It's like, come on, this is all just.
Well, it's anybody can do it. Go get it. Put the app on your phone. That's how I track. I'm
Mhm.
tracking the storm right now.
Mhm.
Is well, actually, shoot, I just had it here. Actually, my phone is acting weird. Um, it was. Let me go back to my thing. It was. Gosh, 1962. Lyndon Johnson said it. I'm sorry. So I wanted to make sure I gave the right year.
Okay.
1962. Storm Radar, let's go back to that, is an app that anybody can see for themselves, and you would be very amazed as to see this storm in action for yourself just by looking at this app. I am looking at the map right now, and literally Dorian is parallel to my home, literally right now, as the storm is moving into Marsh Harbor in the Bahamas. Right now. Let me see. Do you have it? Did I lose you?
Oh, yeah,
There you are. There you are. Okay.
yeah. I have it. I don't have it on the.
Okay.
I don't have it on my phone, but yeah, I'm looking at it though.
By tonight into tomorrow, actually. So, I want people to make decisions for themselves based on the information that they can gather. Gather up as much information as you can. See for yourself what is really happening. Because this is not how hurricanes used to be.
No, yeah, that's true.
I've been in many, and this is not how they functioned in the past. Mm-mm.
Moving around like a car, just driving around.
Yeah, making a sharp left, making a sharp right, aiming for a specific location. That was not the way it was, the way Mother Nature works.
Yeah.
But all I can do is just not give it and I am doing it now because we're talking, but I'm not giving it the attention or focusing on it outside of this opportunity to share these thoughts with you. But let's just see. Time will tell. That's the only thing we got right now is to wait.
I mean, what are your? I mean, I know you're talking to your Zeta connections, but what are your aliens say? Is that what they say?
So basically, because it's just the feeling of an artificial event. That's
Hmm.
basically all that I'm getting, and I've known it from the moment it happened. But then, you know, I don't know. It does not feel organic. Does it feel
Well,
natural?
the energy I'm getting from it is money related. So
Well, look at what happens when people go into a panic and being told,
yeah,
run for your lives and
yeah,
prepare. What is everybody doing?
buying stuff,
Filling up their gas tanks, going to, so everybody is getting gas and propane,
water.
uh, water, you know, is spending money that they normally wouldn't have spent this week.
Yep.
I spent a lot of money buying supplies for myself in the event that I get no power and I'm flooded,
And there's
which
another.
I
There's,
which I which can
there's
happen. I've been in that situation before.
there's another. There's a disturbance in the Gulf of Mexico hasn't formed yet, and there's another one out in Africa, but that hasn't formed yet either. So
Hmm.
so
Well, we are in hurricane season. This is the opportunity for them to test drive this.
it's been quiet for a while too. It's been a real quiet year. I mean, until now.
Hmm. 2 years. The last time we had a storm was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, that would have been anything to talk about. And so, it's the perfect, well, hurricane season is the time for them to test drive. That's all I got in my head just now. This is what I just heard.
Well, I mean, human consciousness gives them the abilities to do this. They're not. Humanity isn't really paying attention to themselves as they could. Spiritually to
Right,
dislodge all this to power it down. So,
right.
so as more as they look the other direction, the more stuff gets power. Just the way it goes. You know.
We are in control,
Exactly.
but we have to be in control of ourselves first, so we can
Exactly.
do this.
Exactly. So if you're out
You
of
know,
control,
right?
well,
Which is exactly why that is powerful for them,
yeah.
for the people that are looking for them, for the human race to react in this way. How many people can they get to react exactly and conform exactly to the way they want them to these alarming warnings? And how many people are not reacting
Mm-hmm.
the way they want? Well, it's easy for them to see because they're spending their money
Mm-hmm.
in, and so they can see how many people are reacting. I spent money on things that I normally need in my home, water,
Mm-hmm.
fruits and vegetables, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Gas in my car if I had to travel. So I
Yeah.
made sure that I was safe in that regard. But people are doing other things, They're buying generators and they're buying, every year they buy generators.
Panic. Yeah, in a panic. Yeah.
So, yes, so there's two sides to this. A situation is being created that's going to keep people in an uncomfortable environment if they don't do these things.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are the people are reacting exactly how they want them to. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do?
Not react. I mean, someone,
Right.
yeah, they want to yell at the government. The government's doing all this, yada yada yada. But if you take more responsibility for yourself, you don't have to say that anymore. Just and
Right.
less of these things will happen. So
Yeah. And I don't pay attention to the alarmists. Obviously, there's always going to be that. I find my resources. I follow these resources. I have a gentleman who has his own private channel. He's a meteorologist.
Mm-hmm.
I've been following him for 2 years. He is not an alarmist. He gives you facts. He gets information from NOAA, the weather, the radar. So as long as you understand that panicking is not going to change the course of anything that's happening in your life, anything, a storm or whatever, it's not going to make it any better. It's not going to make it go away. It's just the best thing to do is stay calm and put your energies into something else that you want. And hopefully, as a collective, we all can. And people do this too, They have these prayer circles. They have people do that, meditation groups that meet up and they set intentions. We have the power to take away theirs.
There's another one that this isn't had about Los Angeles, about a hidden earthquake risk. Like hidden earthquakes are occurring, small ones. So
there was a hurricane. There was a earthquake. There was another Earth event yesterday. I don't remember now. There was an earthquake. Colorado.
It's out in the Oregon area, but it's out in the water. That's what I see here.
Earthquakes are happening every day all over the place. We just don't have the reports of them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So
by Easter Island, that's out. I think out in the water too. Yeah, there's an earthquake out in the water by Oregon. Out in the water though. So
that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
Well, the one in California, Los Angeles, I feel like there was some kind of government testing or something going on there.
Say that again?
Some government testing or something like that in Los Angeles. Underground.
Of course. Yes. Yes. So, that's really my story as far as what's happening today and what's been going on with regards to the storm. But I really would be interested to see what your viewers have to say when they have an opportunity to comment about the writing on my wall and that experience, like to see what people if anybody has had that experience before, that would be interesting to see. They have.
Yeah, there was a shooting in Texas today. I guess it happened a couple hours ago. I don't know when it happened, but
it happened this afternoon, or I saw the report this afternoon. So I don't know what the time of the event was. So again, on the heels of what's happening on September 9th, where they're supposed to vote on the weapons.
Yeah.
I'm not good about this, but September 9th, there's supposed to be the voting on weapons control, gun control.
Yeah.
And so they had to have, of course, this is what's going on today with a shooting. So it's very hard for people who are not aware or awake to this yet to understand there's a correlation.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds so hard.
So like some of these shootings are just to set people off that have guns to make them even angrier, and just put paranoia out there and, fuel the fire, basically.
Fuel the fire. That's right.
Create whatever event they can to keep people, entertained, to keep them, from knowing what's really going on here.
Distracted.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's just another way people go to the movies, or you have somebody shooting somebody, this type of thing going on, and politicians are becoming more ridiculous. That's politics is becoming more entertainment, and entertainment's becoming more politics. So it's like,
Right. Well, I'm not even. I have no idea because
yeah, listen,
I'm just. Yeah, that's not even a part of my energy ever. And the only reason why I know that there's some sort of thing going on with the gun control on September 9th is because I read it from High Impact.
mm-hmm.
He reported on that today.
Hmm.
So that's the only reason why I know that I heard that from him, and that's why I'm passing it on. But no, normally I'm not involved in any of those.
Yeah, I don't want to get involved.
That circus.
Yeah, it's all just drama. When people start centering themselves and figuring themselves out, the drama all cools down, and I guess you can say the excitement's not there anymore. It's a different type.
That's true.
It's a different type of excitement, but they might not like that. Who knows? But it's not entertaining enough for them to find themselves.
Right. So one of the other things that I wanted to mention very briefly is I met a person last week that was talking to me about a remote viewing program that they have that they're working with. Mm-hmm. And for those that don't understand remote viewing, it's a practice of finding information or seeking information about something that's happening at a distance. Mm-hmm. Like perception or sensing with your mind. Mm-hmm. So there are people that are doing this all over the world. So I don't know if people are aware, but this is a practice that is really starting to get this remote viewing is happening amongst common people more and more. It's not just a government program, because it was remote viewing was used in the government and probably still is used in the government. You know that, right?
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I think it's still doing it. And MK.
That's how they're getting the remote viewing was used to get intel, and so they use psychics. And the government still does it, actually. But these are people that are doing remote viewing for other purposes, to seek for enlightenment. Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to mention that to just maybe spark an interest in remote viewing and any of your listeners to check it out and see if you could find a remote viewing group that you may be interested in participating in. And this is all about positively affecting our future, being a part of the solution.
Yeah, I do a little bit of remote viewing. Of course, you can go to a course and go to a class and go much deeper into it, but some are hardcore remote viewers where they can, you can ask people what's on my desk and somebody will send you a message. Give you a detailed message of what it is.
There's that's like training, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But remote viewing is used for different purposes in different groups now. It's not just a government thing where people are looking into. This particular group, I really know nothing about it. Okay, it wasn't in alignment with me or my purpose. So I really didn't pay much attention to it because I didn't connect with it. I know it had to do with the digital dollar, like like money, but remote viewing of this virtual money. If you've ever heard of anything what I'm talking about, currency
and stuff like that.
Currency, and then there's Stephen Greer. We all have heard me mention him 1,000 times. he does remote viewing where they are manifesting, reaching alien life, where they actually do come out and they do get to see the ships. So that's another remote viewing thing that people are doing all over the world.
Yeah, he did that in your area.
In Vero.
Vero Beach, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah.
Like
but
that.
I know that he started different groups, so there's groups of them. It's like he's not there, but there's groups that he started, and they're all over the place. You could always find that. It's just something I wanted to mention. And the reason I wanted to mention it tonight is because we really started this conversation often really manifesting. So how do we, with the purpose of manifesting positivity into our life and taking back control, because we are in control. Just, you just have to know it, and that there are ways in which we can do these things. Remote viewing is a very, very good tool for people who are looking to do this type of work, or just to live their lives, as we evolve. Mm-hmm.
Whereas people are more awaken, realize you can do that, tapping into other people's energies. Eventually they will. Of course, people aren't wanting you to do that, but as more people are aware they can do that. I mean, they're already doing it, but they're not aware of it. But as it become more part of society, but because more people are going to start opening up, there's going to be no secrets, basically.
Right, because you're going to be able to speak to each other and communicate telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's a whole nother alliance of trust that must be developed. And we're going to be, as we have to understand and be in a different species in order to achieve that. We can't do that now. We're not prepared for that.
Another thing
Deceit, dishonesty, lack of trust in each other is preventing that from happening.
Well, the other thing, I mean, we're capable of obviously a lot of things, but flying eventually, telepathy, and even shape-shifting.
Well, right. Those shape-shifting and telepathy are happening right now.
Exactly.
And I actually am not going to discount levitation, because flying is levitation. People do levitate.
Mm-hmm. It does. It's just not on a major scale right now, but you never know.
But most people are using telepathy and are actually not really conscious of the fact that it is telepathy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the more you use it, the stronger it gets with anything we do in our life.
Yeah, correct.
So if you start practicing, and if you have a person that you trust and work with, and I do this every now and then, and I have a friend that I communicate with, and we work on strengthening our abilities by practicing telepathy.
Yeah, it's always good to have somebody.
I called my friend today through telepathy. She's in Georgia. And she's actually in a retreat where there's no phones.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a joke.
Mm-hmm.
She is in a retreat. She's a teacher, she's a teacher like me, but she is actually in a retreat right now in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And you are not allowed to use telephones during this retreat. There are times where you're released from the retreat to go off campus to use your phones. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that I can't communicate with her, but I needed to communicate with her because as of this morning, the shift in the storm, I needed to know if she had access to this information, being in Georgia. So I sent her a message through telepathy today. I had not spoken to her since she left for Georgia 3 weeks ago. And my telephone rang.
Huh.
And she said, "I'm fine."
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's awesome.
Because she said that this is what happened. The reason she was able to call me today was because they ended a day early.
Mm-hmm.
And so the minute she got to the location where she was able to get a signal, by the way, because she's in the middle of somewhere where they don't even get a signal, she responded to my message was, I need to talk to you about what's going on. And I was sending her this message, and this is, and she responded.
That's neat. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. Yep. It's
So,
when it's if it's for everyone's highest good, that's what really works. You know, it's just more positive the telepathy from what I picked up on. The easier.
yeah, it's time for this. Actually, we need to be shifting. We're a little behind. We should already be evolved there. We really should. I mean, well, you know, and so I know we're doing it, but I would like to encourage people to, you know, start practicing more with somebody they trust.
I mean, society is like in a 1950s mentality still, you know, or maybe older than that, probably older than that. You know, you have to buy stuff, and you know, you are your material possessions. You know,
manifestation works, man. I did it.
Yeah.
And I do it every day. You don't have to be dependent.
Yeah. Well, tell that to the rest of the
world. You can manifest everything that you need and desire. Good. So be careful and be very clear. You know, if you are tired of having a certain situation occur in your life, then focus on what it is you do want and and understand that you have the power to make that change. It's not bullshit. It's real.
But if it doesn't change, there must be something there a lesson there that they have to learn to, so you can have a change. Sometimes they take.
Then you say, "Show me what it is that I need to learn. Mm-hmm. Show me what it is I need to gain from this experience, so that I can move past it." And I do this. This is my regular practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently I'm stuck in this situation. It's very uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And what is it that I need to know? Mm-hmm. You know. There's this saying that says, I made you uncomfortable so you would move.
Oh, yeah. I've connected to people where it's like they're getting kicked out of the state, you know, because nothing's working out for them. The job is gone. Got kicked out of where they live. It's like, but they have opportunities somewhere else. Well, I guess that means you're on your way. So.
Then just right. So instead of looking at, oh my God, I got kicked out or I lost my job.
Yeah.
What am I gaining from this shift?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, this girl, she was like in her 20s or something like that. She lost her job. I forgot, it's something stupid, but either way. And then she got kicked out where she lived. But her brother said, I think sometime around that he wants her to live with him. And he was in California, so that all worked. So she moved to California. So,
and there's greater opportunities waiting. That's where she needs to be at this time. So, you know, I know that I'm not supposed to leave where I am. It's very clear that I need to stay where I am. Mm-hmm. But it took a while for me to get here. Mm-hmm. I was on my way to North Carolina. I thought, you know, I could just make the decision and move to North Carolina, but obviously that was not where I was supposed to be.
Altogether, moved to North Carolina?
I wanted to move to Asheville, North Carolina. I was ready to go last year.
Wow, yeah.
And I knew that that's where I needed to be, or I felt like I needed to be there, but the timing, I had it wrong. That's not where I was supposed to be, because every time I made the attempt to align everything in order to make that move, I got shut down.
Yeah,
I couldn't transfer my license. I couldn't get every lease I was looking to transfer with. It was unavailable. Job opportunity. So every time I was taking that step in that direction, I got shut down. So I stopped and I said, well, Instead of focusing on that I cannot go to North Carolina, show me where I need to be.
Yeah, it's Savannah, Georgia is a nice place. Is it Savannah, Georgia? Is it Georgia? Yeah.
Savannah is an old town. It's also it's a haunted town.
I bet it is.
But it's really beautiful,
Yeah,
and it's pretty exciting place to be.
It's on the course of that hurricane. It's like it's not just haunted. it's like
it's on that path.
It's gonna run right by it. Yeah. So.
Well, that's today. Let's see where they decide to steer it tomorrow when we wake up. Where the only people that know where it's going are the people steering it.
Yeah, as I was thinking, it's like not interesting to see the Illuminati. Their headquarters to see when they're tracking this stuff from underground base or wherever they are, Antarctica.
But remember what I said: they hide it in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm trying to say? So it's right in front of our eyes. It's not hiding very far.
Oh, maybe it's at the Weather Channel. I don't know where they are.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You hear me. You hear me. That's right. It's hidden in plain sight. It's everything that is around us. That is no secret bunker.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a hidden. They're right here doing it right in front of us. But we don't know that what they're doing, or we don't believe that they would ever do that. So why would we even think that they are? Do you understand?
Yeah, but I still think some of it's going to be underground or somewhere. They're not going to be, I mean, who knows?
Well, the Navy, the Air Force is involved in this, whether manipulation or weaponized weather program. That's what I believe. Mm-hmm. So they're not underground. They're right in, they're all around us. But yeah, that's very possible.
Who knows?
But
you don't want to thought into it. It doesn't matter.
Just want people to understand that this is really true. There's documents that support this program, mm-hmm. and it's been happening for decades. And so hopefully another person tonight will wake up to the truth of this. Hopefully more, but one is more than none.
Yeah, it's just a disbelief any of this is going on. It just takes people out of their comfort zone. So
the question is always said to me by people that are in my family. Friends and family are hard because, and anybody who is an intuitive or anyone who does this kind of work is, or just is, tries to communicate with their family or friends, they think you're crazy for thinking this way. Yep. Why would you think that? Where did that come from? Or why would you say that? Your government would never do that to hurt you, And I just, look, then I know it's just time to shut down, not engage any longer, because we're not at a place where we can have this conversation.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
When they have the chemtrails, they're still spraying those all over the place. And people look the other direction.
I got this from a family member the other day. Say, "Oh, you're going to tell me that up there is chemtrails again?" So I'm not going to tell you anything.
Yeah, they're just. Jeez.
But you're getting sprayed.
But a lot of it's immaturity. They're just not ready. I mean, I guess this reality is enough for them to. It's entertaining enough to. It has. I mean, this reality has everything that they need. When you start taking things away, then you start thinking a different way. So who knows?
Sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes this removing themselves, and they find themselves in a physical or financial crises. Usually the physical crises, health, whether it be for health or a disruption of their physical form. Because when the physical form is disrupted, the only other place to go is within to yourself, deeper. Yep. And when you go in deeper, then you awaken. You start the awakening.
Yeah.
That's usually how it happens.
Yeah.
In most cases.
Yeah, it's always different, obviously, financial, health, whatever it might be. It's just or a ghost or somebody writes something on their wall. I mean, I remember one girl told me she woke up full of this like reptilian over her, like standing right over her. She woke her up, scared the hell out of her. It's like she knows what she felt, so it was there to wake her up, basically.
I've had a reptilian over me.
Interesting, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was a couple years ago,
yeah.
maybe a year and a half ago. That scared me.
Yeah.
But it was just the face.
Oh wow. Jeez.
Yeah, that was. But I've already been in my awakening since 2012. So, but people think, oh, it's just a one-time event. No, you're constantly in your process of your awakening.
Oh, yeah,
you're always having a different version of that. And I have people that ask me these questions a lot about that. Well, what can I expect? I said, well, everybody is going to have different experiences. But it's not a one-time event. Oh, I've had my awakening, so that's it. No, it's continuous. And as you just said today, and you witnessed, that I had another upgrade.
Yeah, there's people like people that awaken to this, but they want to tell people. But sometimes they just say stuff they probably shouldn't have said, but like to their family member or something like that. But obviously the family member needed to hear it, if you're talking about angels or aliens or whatever it is. Even if they shut you down, they must be curious somehow for you to even want to even say something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just hard.
Just stay true to who you are. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're not here to convince other people, and we're not here. We're not responsible for their awakening, but we could be a positive influence to support that process for people. So don't take that burden on. It's not your burden.
Yeah, you need to go start preaching to them your belief systems. Like they're going to shut you down. It's like, just let them do their thing.
It's okay because you'll attract others within your vibration. So you won't be alone, even though at times you start to feel so alone. You're not alone. Just keep being true to who you are, and you will continuously attract the same in your environment, the same people that are thinking in the same alignment with you. And you may lose other people. People may disappear, drop off. It's not a negative thing.
Well, but, if you have family members, they're there for a reason. Even if it's not easy, you have a connection to them no matter what. So you're there to heal.
Well, there are family members that I don't communicate with. No.
Yeah.
No, I just don't.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not worth
it. I really actually think that it's better for both of us.
Yep.
And when the time is right, if it is, I'm always open. I'm not negative towards the opportunity to, but when the time is right, and maybe it will evolve into that. But it just because it's a blood family doesn't mean you have to be communicating with them all the time.
Oh, I forgot all about this. Talk about the hurricane. What is your looking at this whole Amazon the fire situation?
No. Oh, you mean the fire in the Amazon?
Yeah. Not the
Okay, I thought you were talking about something else.
not the tablet. I know. Isn't that
Um,
funny? The Amazon Fire. I mean, it's a little weird how that is a little strange.
yeah, it's a little strange. Really, I don't know anything about. I don't know enough about it to talk about it, but
Mhm.
I know that it's going on, and it's a kind of something that I'm too distracted to focus on right now because of
Yeah.
my,
Yeah.
pendant.
The
This is the one.
situation.
Yeah, but
I have a bullseye on your area right now. It's like,
yeah, because by 3 o'clock 3 o'clock Sunday morning, my birthday, I
yeah.
will be getting the first outer bands
Yeah.
of Dorian hitting me. Yeah,
And send that.
roughly according to the radar. That
Yeah.
I'm watching the radar prediction.
What about
Yeah.
I mean, do your guides or Zeta say anything about the fires of Amazon that it's being manipulated?
I actually have not asked, but I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. See what they have to say.
Is this like a controlled burn?
Well,
And what
it's everywhere. It's all over the Amazon right now.
the whole?
Yeah.
So it's not in strategic. Is it in like a? I don't know anything about it. Can you tell me like something about a controlled burn?
Probably is in some areas. I mean, there's like 1,000 fires right now on Amazon right now. It's everywhere. Some of them might be controlled. Yeah.
So that's the message I was getting. Is it's a controlled burn?
Okay.
That's what they gave me.
Yeah, it's like it's done on
Yeah,
purpose.
and see, so where I live near the Everglades,
Mm-hmm.
and is not far. So they were showing me the controlled burns that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
That's where. So we do that with sugarcane, the
Yeah.
sugarcane field that was. So I feel like they're showing me the controlled burn,
Mm.
and so however that is translated to what's going on,
Well, there's a lot of
they have an agenda for
yeah,
these
exactly.
specific targeted ley lines.
Yeah, exactly. I felt that was like opening up portals.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of temples there and stuff. Also, that they're not going to make public, but it's one way to find them. Set the whole place on fire, and
Or conceal.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is more about concealing.
Interesting. Keep people out. Jeez.
Concealing, controlling,
Yeah.
ley lines. This is what I got.
Huh. So that's for like future
Mm-hmm. Yes.
events or something like that.
Yes. Yes. Preparing for something that is not here yet. Mm-hmm.
That's not good. Jeez.
Mm-mm.
This is how they operate.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
That's how we got to where we are right now with the hurricanes and the weather. This is the effect of what happened back in 1960, whatever.
Yeah.
To what I tell you.
Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam. Yeah.
Okay, so 50 plus years later, this is how we have advanced in controlled weather.
Yeah.
This is where we're at.
Yeah, the hurricane's a distraction. Amazon fire is a distraction.
Well, they're testing their abilities to use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
That's why it's not actually hitting us in that destructive. Oh, it's a Category 4 devastation for the coast of Florida. Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen. That's just to cause the people to be alarmed.
Yep. Got people scared. Did that.
Responded. They were very successful. They're always going to, as long as people are asleep to this, they're going to always react. It's Pavlov's law.
Yeah, because right after this hurricane is gone, everybody goes back to sleep and goes back in there every day.
Correct. As if it never happened.
Exactly. And the news does the same thing. The news talks,
Absolutely.
it just moves on. It's like didn't all this stuff happen? Like with Texas. Texas got flooded, and it just all of a sudden they're just moving on to something else.
And they forget about it.
Yeah.
That's what I said at the very beginning. Do you not remember every year we get a hurricane warning? Then you know, why are you acting this way if you already know what to do?
Yep.
It's because of that programming, manipulation, and the people that are asleep are going to be very successful at it each and every time.
Yep. Just all part of the show.
That's right.
So
I'm not a part of it, so I don't want to be part of their show. So I just hibernate during this time.
Exactly.
If I need to go to my other location just for this purpose of the storm, I'm ready to go. But in the meantime, I just relax and enjoy my day.
All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna probably wrap it up. Is there anything else you want to go into? Say before we get going? You want to ask messages or anything?
I think that we covered a lot tonight, and I thank you very much for having me on as a guest, and I hope that your listeners get something out of this positive or helpful.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you. Have a good night to everyone, by the way.
Yes. All right. Much love.